Hey everyone, this is Matt from End Sickness. Today I'm going to talk about anxiety. Anxiety, the term you hear from everyone. I have anxiety. I take pills for anxiety. I have crippling anxiety. What is anxiety actually? It's actually just thoughts you can't get over and thoughts that you have no answer for. These reoccurring thoughts that continue to come in fragmented form, and you don't have any defense in the moment for them. These are the thoughts you stuff under the rug. These are fears. These are perceptions of danger. These are perceived threats. This is stuff that's based on past experience, not something that's going to happen again in the future. So I want to talk about anxiety as a label. And before I do that, let me first say I'm not a medical doctor. It's just not medical advice. It's for educational purposes only. And back to anxiety. I had crippling anxiety at one point in time. I had panic attacks. It was, but I always fed into this. I have anxiety thing. And the reality was I just had thoughts that I didn't know how to process. I had emotions that I didn't know how to have a healthy outlet for. These were the real problems. It wasn't anxiety. It was that I had emotions that I was unwilling to address, or things I was unwilling to accept, things in my life that had been happening that, that I called anxiety, but these were just my inability to cope with these things emotionally. And then I would come up with this label of anxiety to be able to identify with it. But the problem with that is that then you identify with the prognosis often. Anxiety, oh, well, what do I need to do? Do I need to speak to a medical professional for this? Is this going to be like this forever? And, my anxiety, you start to fear anxiety itself, and the reality is these are just thoughts that you have not put the time into addressing, that you have not been willing to sit down and look at face to face and say, okay, those aren't true. Those are based on past experience. Those are not guaranteed in the future. These are things that that are based on fear more often, and they're not guaranteed. They're thoughts in the future. They're projecting way ahead of time. If you stay in the present moment, anxiety will disappear. Anxiety is there whenever you're thinking ahead of time, and that is the main trick, is staying in the present moment. So I want to make sure you understand anxiety is not anything more than a word that covers up the reality that these are thoughts that you don't know how to address. And once you're willing to look at it like that, then you could say, hey, guess what? I'm willing to address these thoughts now. I'm willing to go ahead and face this trauma head on. I'm willing to accept these things that happen. I'm willing to work with it from here. I'm willing to go ahead and move forward with my life and overcome these thoughts, not just keep on saying I have anxiety, and that's the reason that I feel this way, right? No, you don't understand I have anxiety. No, I need to go see a specialist for anxiety. No, you need to go see someone who can talk you through a lot of these issues that are unresolved in your mind from the past or based on your current circumstances, and help you to make the changes that are necessary to overcome these feelings once and for all. So hopefully that helps. You got to avoid the medical labels if you're trying to overcome these things. You can't buy into the anxiety. I'll do another one about depression, but you can't buy into these concepts. I have anxiety, I have depression. No, it's what thoughts keep going through my mind, and which ones am I unwilling to address. And this is the reality of these terms that are used. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I have more videos like this out in nature. And yeah, feel free to join my page. Go to my website, endsickness.org. Thanks for watching.